Shalom. First and foremost, I like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of great millstone that rule well, and peace and salutations to the elect of Israel. To you I say Shalom. Alright, Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to the flock of Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai. And this is news coming out of New York about a missing young Jake, man. This young woman, age 14 years old, named Jashyah Moore. Yep, Jashyah Moore has been missing for over a month, right? Now, usually you don't see headlines about missing so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans in the headlines. This isn't national news. This is from New York. But I came across this article on a forum, and this is again part of the curses, man. And this is why we need salvation. This is why we need to get out of Babylon. This is why a place like Babylon has to be destroyed, man. But ultimately, it is part of the curses that our children will go missing and go into captivity. All right, this is Deuteronomy chapter 28. I'm going to start at verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord Yahweh thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Not some of the curses, not a few of the curses, but all of the curses is going to come upon the nation of Israel if they don't follow the law, statutes, and commandments. Now the rest of this chapter, this is Deuteronomy 28. The rest, starting from verse 15, the rest of this is a list of curses that will happen to the nation of Israel. And this is also an identifier of who are Israelites and who are not. All right? Because again, it's not according to the skin color, it's according to your nationality. And since Israel was scattered through the four corners of the earth, Israel comes in all shades and all colors, man. All right, the first 14 verses are the blessings. And you notice it's a short part, but it's major things in there, all right? Talking about world rulership, all right? Talking about being the top nation, never having famines, never having droughts, always having a constant supply of everything. Our lands will be healthy, our children will be healthy, our cattle will be healthy, and it will last forever if we were righteous. But since we went off, we have to suffer, the consequences of disobedience. This is basically what it is. And one of them, all of them are harsh, man. All of them are harsh, but some are more harsh than others, including our children going missing, man. Deuteronomy 28 and 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and thou shalt be no might in thy hand. Your sons and your daughters are going to be taken from you and given to another people. You've seen that in the transatlantic slave trade. But also, you're still seeing that till this day, man. When these children go missing in Babylon, right, some of them are found. I'm talking about Jake children, right? Some of them are found. After 32 hours, they stop looking. I mean, after 72 hours, after 3 days, 72 hours, they stop looking. All right, and they end up considered dead. What really happens with them is some of them do get shipped to other countries and sold into sex trafficking. Some of them get harvested for their organs, right? Some of them are put into literal slavery. There was a video going around on social media about a month ago where you had a little Jake girl sitting with a family of Edomites and like a mall or something. And a woman started recording them because the whole family was eating, but the Jake girl, the adopted daughter, didn't have food and she looked hungry, and she was dressed differently from the rest of them. It was like she was basically the house slave, right? And you got to ask the question: where are her parents? Who are her parents? How did this girl get in the situation? How are they allowing her to treat her this way in public? It's part of the curses, man. There's no might in your hand to redeem your children. All right, Deuteronomy 28 and 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thine hand. All right. And so it says FBI asks Jashyah Moore's mom for polygraph, takes DNA swab, because 9 times out of the 10 the parents have something to do or a relative will have to do with a child's disappearance, unless they ran away. Usually, what happens? These kids, they meet somebody on social media. They probably meet them somewhere, and they just get abducted. But in this case, what happened was the daughter went to the store and brought her mom's debit card with her. Came back home and then realized she lost her mom's debit card and went back to the store, and then she got snatched. All right, read some of this article. The mother of 14-year-old Jashyah Moore, the East Orange, New Jersey girl who vanished nearly 4 weeks ago, was asked to take a polygraph test by the FBI, according to the mom herself. Jamie Moore told the news Monday night she was questioned for about 2 hours by FBI agents at the East Orange Police Department, who then asked her to take a polygraph Tuesday morning at Newark's FBI headquarters. All right. And then she says also, while I was talking to the FBI, they went to my house and took my iPhone, which was deactivated, the mother told the news on Monday. Jamie Moore said the phone contained important photos and videos related to a domestic violence case against her estranged husband, an East Orange police officer. So the girl was, the woman, the mother was married to the police, man. The family's toothbrush was also retrieved. Jamie Moore said it was upsetting to see an East Orange officer walking out of the house with her iPhone Monday afternoon. I didn't sign a consent. Moore said, I feel my rights were violated. These people, they treat me mean. All right, so you got to understand, even though your children are taken away from you, you're still in captivity. And technically, being a slave, these children are not your children. All right? These aren't your children. It's like when the law says if a slave or a bondman likes his master and wants to stay with his master, and the master gave him a wife and the children, the wife and children are the master's property, unless the slave wants to become the master's property for life, and that's when he gets the all through the ear. So technically, in captivity, these are not your children. All right? But the reason why they get taken, I'm not saying it's right that they get taken. I'm saying the reason why they are taken is because we went off. They're not supposed to, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are not supposed to be in this position. We're not supposed to be in a position. We're not supposed to be in a position where we have other nations ruling us. We're not supposed to be in a position where we're paying taxes to other nations. We're not supposed to be in a position where we have no ownership of our land, right? Because even if you buy your house, even if you buy your land, you still got to pay tax on it. So technically, you never truly own it because it could be taken from you. And legally, too. Well, even if you did pay your taxes, they got something called eminent domain where they could come up and straight up take your house, take your land. We're not supposed to be in this position. The only reason we are in this position is because we went off, man. And that's what it is, man. Once we get right, we're going to get our righteous recompense, man. But we got to get right first, man. You know, it does suck seeing these headlines, keep seeing this happen to our people, but this is the will of the Lord at the end of the day, man. All right. Let me jump over to the book of Joel, chapter 3. And I'm going to start at verse 3. And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for a harlot, and sold a girl for wine, that they might drink. You know what? Let me start it from the top. Joel 3:1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations, and will bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered across among the nations and parted my land. All right, that word plead goes into the word judge. It's not saying that the Most High is going to beg. It's saying the Most High is going to judge all the nations for scattering his people. All right. Verse 3. And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for a harlot, and sold a girl for wine, that they might drink. And they being all the other nations. They have sold the chosen people of the Most High. For what? They sold a girl for some wine. They sold a boy for a harlot. All right. And this is what happens. These children that are getting, you don't see mass grave sites of dead children. You don't see that. You don't see dead, missing child found dead, so on. You see that very few. You gotta understand how many Jake children go missing in Babylon every year. If this is the case, there gotta be millions of bodies somewhere, right? But the case is what they do with these children. They take them, they take their organs, they ship them away, they put them into captivity, right? They ship them from different states, right? They sell them to different people. They put them through systems. Just like you see these immigrants, so-called immigrants, because technically this is their land. So-called immigrants coming through so-called Mexican border, and what happens? They get trapped. They get put in cages. They get separated from their families. But what happens then? They get sold into other families, man. I seen two so-called Mexican Issacharite young men, probably like 8 and 10 years old. They got sold to a lesbian Edomite couple, man. And who knows what they're doing, man? Who knows what they're doing? You don't hear from these people again, man. You don't see them no more. Nothing like that. Shit's crazy. All right, Joel 3 and 4. Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine? Will ye render me a recompense? And if you recompense me, swiftly and speedily will I return your recompense upon your own head. Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly, pleasant things. The children of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their border. All right, this is what they did, man. They take our children, they take our people, and sell them to other nations to put them into captivity. All right. Verse 7. Joel 3 and 7. Behold, I will raise them out of the place whither ye have sold them. All right, and that place being so-called America. All right, you're seeing the nation of Israel being raised up out of the place spiritually out of America as we speak, man. And it's about to be literal when these chariots come through and deliver us. Lord willing, we're part of that number. And will return your recompense upon your own head. And that recompense is recompense being payback, right? You see Esau Edom trying to build a space force because they're getting ready to fight something in the heavens, right? They're going to have nuclear missiles. They're going to have all this, man. But that recompense is going to be turned upon their own head because those missiles are going to be landing on America, all right? They got videos out there now where you see chariots hitting missiles with a beam and changing the trajectory of where they're supposed to land. There's videos out there like that now, man. All right? And I just want to bring out this fact right here. This is from Slovakia. This is from Black and Missing and Inc.com. And it says 2020 statistics for the United States. 543,000 people reported missing in 2020 alone. All right? And people are still going missing even though the country was shut down for most of the year. How crazy is that, man? You had stores closed down, restaurants closed down. You had kids going to school virtually. So it's not like a kid got snatched from the bus stop. How are these people going missing? All right, it says 59% of them were so-called white, but this number includes Hispanic. All right, so this number is not damn near 60% Edomites going missing. It's probably 40-40 because this is 37% minority. So this is probably at least 30% so-called Hispanic. All right, so you got damn near 70% of 543,000 people going missing. 70% of that are Jakes, man. All right, and then what does it say here? Out of that 540,000 people gone missing, 145,000 total number of missing persons of color under the age of 18. Remember, this doesn't include that 59% or 57% of all right, breakdown based on age and race under 18. 57% white includes Hispanic, so this includes so-called Hispanics. which means that again, this is at least 30% of this number 57 is Hispanic. So you got 30 plus 36 is 66, which is spiritual because that's 2/3, and you got Asian and Indian, which more than likely these are Jake as well too, man. Whoa, hey, 2/3 of Jake children going missing. That's a spiritual number right there, man. All right. So you got over 200,000 Jake children going missing in Babylon every year, man. Every year. Where do you think these children are going, man? And then you run to the FBI for help, but they can't help you, man. Let me jump over to Lamentations. I'm gonna close out, Lord willing. They're not designed to help you. The FBI are the worst ones probably to go to be honest, because they're part of these organizations, the Alphabet Boys, which would be the police, DEA, CIA, FBI, ATF. It's like HR for a company, because America is a corporation, and these organizations will basically be the human resource department, right? If you want to file a complaint, you got to go to HR. If you want to file a complaint, you got to go to an agency. You got to go to the police. You got to go to the FBI, CIA. But these people aren't. The HR isn't there to protect you. HR is there to protect the company. These organizations ain't there to help protect and serve you, Jake. They're there to protect and serve the corporation, which is Babylon, right? Which is America. Jake got it confused, man. This is why this lady said what she said. She said, this is the mom of the missing child. While I was talking to the FBI, they went to my house and took my iPhone, which was deactivated. The mother told the news on Monday. So while she was talking to the so-called FBI for help, they took her DNA, they put her on a lie detector test, and they went to her house and took her shit, man. What she said, I didn't sign a consent. Moore said, I feel my rights were violated. These people, they treat me mean. Yeah, they're supposed to treat you mean. Because instead of turning to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai for help, you turn to Esau. You turn to Esau, man. But this is an example of your eyes failing. Because you've been looking for your young daughter for over a month. Your eyes are failing you. You've been looking, but you can't find, man. All right, this is Lamentations chapter 4 and verse 17. As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us. And that's what it is, man. Esau, Edom can't save you. These other nations cannot save you. And if you're going to them for salvation, that's worshiping. That's idolatry, man. At the end of the day, that's idolatry. You depending on another so-called power to save you. That's what Isaiah 30 and chapter 30 talks about. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help, because their chariots are strong. All right, roughly paraphrasing, but I'm gonna wrap it up with that. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Again, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles, a great millstone that rule well, and peace and salutations to the elect of Israel. Until next time, I want to say Shalom and Abad Rabal.